Welcome to a special episode of What Are Those, the show that explores the art of sneaker culture. Happy to be here, man. Today we're jumping right into it. We're talking about these things back here, the AE1. We're going to talk about this sneaker. We're going to talk about Anthony Edwards himself. And we're going to talk to the storyteller, the senior manager and PR of basketball, of global basketball over at Adidas. My man Farrell Martin is back on the show. Let's jump right into it. Farrell, what up?
What's the word? What's the word?
I've been waiting on these. I've been waiting to talk to you about these.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I'm not even just saying it because you're on the line, man. That's why I was excited to talk to you about them. Last time I talked to you, you told me there was some stuff coming. There was some stuff in the tuck that you all were ready to release very soon.
Right.
And I believe in you, bro. But it was hard for me to fathom what it could be. You know what I mean? But this right here, I like them, brother.
Exactly.
I like them. Just talk to me about like the thought process behind these, man. The marketing, everything's been beautiful, man. Just tell me the story about the AE1.
Man, basically the way it was like, I gotta bring it to the beginning. About 2 years ago, we had, we were just single digit market share. You know what I'm saying? Like we was getting our ass kicked. I'm gonna be 100. And then I think since then we've done we relaunched our basketball. We did a reset basically, and with that reset, you can see a new design direction. That's not just with AE, but that was with Harden. That's with Don. That's with Trey. Like all of our different signature shoes. We also introduced like what we call the collection. We had these different Jerry Lorenzo and these Jerry Lorenzo inspired cuts. We had the Fear of God collection, a Fear of God athletics collection. So we did a whole reset in regards to like a design direction and how we just like how we're going to come out as Adidas basketball, right? And what it meant to like what our category really meant for us and what, the things that we represented and some of the values that we represented. AE1 was a pinnacle of that, right? So I got a couple here, like from the design, we have like these 4 designs, like we have these honeycombs that's all in there. So our designers just really just had the creative freedom to just put their foot into it. And we were just like, you know what, we ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, we, we needed that athlete. Like who's going to be that athlete outside of like, we had D Rose, we had Harden, right? And then, of course, we had our young guys. We had Trey and Donovan. We was like, yo, we need that next face. And we had AE's in the tuck waiting. He was just like, yo, when's my time? We had to wait for him to have his moment to break out. You know what I'm saying? Because he was, by the time we decided to give him a signature, he was still young boy. You know what I'm saying? We did this. I don't know if it was the shoes that made him have this breakout performance, but I think ever since last year's Team USA run, my man was just in it. He was just like, yo, I'm hungry. He was just like, yo, I want to go ahead and get this. But we've always seen his potential. We've always seen his personality. We've always seen his hunger and he just wanted to, like, for us, when we were shooting him, like he was like, yo, when is this over? I got to go practice. You know what I'm saying? I got to go get some shots up. Like my man, he went to the gym before our we did our production. We spent 8 hours on set. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, we did stuff in Atlanta where he promoted, like he unveiled the shoe and all that. We did some production stuff. Then he went back to the gym. Like my man's dedication to the game is crazy. Like it's on like some Mamba, levels where it's kind of like, dudes just want to go out, but it's kind of like dudes like Durant, Ant, Kobe, they all about hoop. They don't even care about all this like fame and all that and marketing stuff. They're like, yo, let's go do it. I'm gonna be funny because I'm funny, but end of the day, I'm all about hoop. You know what I'm saying? He's the most competitive dude I've ever met. Like you could play ping pong, my man will want to like squash you out. So it's kind of like it don't matter what the game is. He wants to win. He don't even know how to ice skate, but he's gonna try to get some some goals on you. So that's what we got. That's what we were dealing. We knew what we were dealing with. We was like, yo, we just got to build the campaign around that. Like, build it around your personality. Build it around you being Atlanta. Build it around Ant. Like, there's nothing fake. Like, even when we first came out, he was like zipped open the bag. Like, yo, nah, through those joints. It was like, those joints ain't. These ain't the the move. So my joint's gonna be better than that. You know what I'm saying? So like coming out the gate, it was very brash, and we wanted to be unapologetic, and as a category and as a brand, we ain't really had nothing to lose. So we just like, yo, let's go all in, and kind of paid off for what it was.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant marketing. I mean, the unveiling of that sneaker, the ad campaign you just talked about was the talk of not only just like the sneaker world, but like the sports world, right? It was like
Right.
a coming out party for Ant, right? And I
Right.
think you all it's like lightning in a bottle right now, right? Because you can have a hot shoe and a hot sneaker, and the athlete could be performing pretty well.
Yeah.
But right now, you got, I mean, you can make an argument that he's the best player in the playoffs right now. He's definitely offering the most exciting
Right.
moments in the playoffs right now. And then you couple that with this really cool, innovative sneaker that looks really good. We were
Yeah.
talking off air about how people are styling them a certain way. Wale wearing them with jeans, like,
Yeah.
just all the stuff. People just like really into the Adidas sneakers. So just like, again, all the work goes into it. And I was originally going to ask you how much luck goes into it, but it sounds like it's not necessarily luck. It's the dude's work ethic is that serious that what's
Yeah.
happening right now in the playoffs was bound to happen.
Luck does play a lot of it because you need everything to kind of go right. Like we can have the best marketing, but if he gets hurt or if he plays like some doodle, or if the shoe doesn't, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that go into it. So like even our competitors launched some shoes this year that didn't really go as well as they thought because suspensions hurt, shoe designs, the marketing just wasn't there. So everything just got to kind of click for it to kind of be a special moment. I think for us, luckily, we went all in with the marketing, but the shoe was designed. Well, shout out to our designers. The player played his ass off. Shout out to our, you know what I'm saying? So everything was just in line for it to just be successful. But if one of those things don't click, it definitely has like devastating results on the end product. So, it just kind of worked out for us. So luck does play a little bit though. Blessings and luck.
Definitely. Now the story is being told now. The sneaker is out and it's been released. The story is being told, right? But you
Right.
kind of alluded to how you all start to get to the beginning of the story. You guys are hanging out with the athlete, the signature athlete. He's coming into the building. Elaborate more on that. Like this, just how you all get to know the athlete that you're going to give a signature shoe, the Hardens, the D Rose of the world, the Ed Edwards of the world. Talk to
I
me about that.
mean, it just takes a long time. So we have them come in a lot. They'll meet with the designers. Then we have sports marketing guys. What their role is just to have the relationship with the athlete on a day-to-day basis. That basically like their rep. They're like the A&R rep, if you were using it in music industry terms. We follow the success of the athlete. We get to know him on a personal level, and from there, they were like, "Yo, is he ready for a shoot?" There's some guys I ain't gonna say names, but there's guys on the roster who were probably drafted high or got potential or we're keeping an eye on. There's guys that might have came out of left field like, oh shit, he's performing well. Let's keep an eye on him. Maybe he's in line to get a signature, or if it's a PE situation where it's just like, you know what, he's a PE guy where he's gonna perform. Now, if it's negotiated in their contract, like, yo, within like 5 years, if you meet certain milestones, you'll get a signature. Some guys, if they don't never meet these milestones, they'll never get a signature. So it's just not every guy is a signature guy. You can only have like a core set of guys who's gonna you give that status to and that recognition to. Everybody else, they'll get at least a PE or they just wear the shoe. So they kind of give these classifications for the different athletes, male and female, different sports. But again, it just gotta make sense. So you got a guy like Jokic, 3-time All-Star or whatever, or 3-time MVP about to be. He didn't get his own shoe with the brand he was with. Asia Wilson's another one. So, but you get like a Caitlin Clark coming right out. She knows the value that she holds. She's going to negotiate a signature right out the gate. So some of it is just kind of like, it's going to be performance based. So like for us, Donovan Mitchell didn't get a signature until after the dunk contest. He won the dunk contest. All of a sudden there was interest for him to sign a signature deal. But before that, it wasn't even talked about. You know what I'm saying? So when he had his breakout moment, like, yo, we got a star in the making. Let's go ahead and award him a signature. That's kind of how it happens. Some guys are just kind of predestined. They're going to be what it is. And then some guys are like, oh shit, here's a star. Let's go ahead. He's on our roster, or we have access to him. Let's give him a signature. Like even Shea Gillis didn't get a signature until like recently, but he's been on that brand that he was on for I don't know how many years. So that's just kind of the way it works, internally and externally, where it's just kind of like we'll track you, or just some guys that are just promised the signature. You just know they're going to be stars. You got your LeBrons and your Kobe's who come out, your Ant Edwards, even LaMelo. They come out. We're going to give him a signature. This dude's a star because he has a following, he has a personality, he's marketable, and if he has the accomplishments on court, easy. That's an easy decision right there.
Yeah, I like it. We talked about this last time you were on the show a bit. That around that time, one of the mega stars of the company was exiting the company, and Jerry Lorenzo had just came on board, and we were kind of talking about like, what is the future for Adidas? Lifestyle was kind of the thing for a long time, and how basketball might be the future. It might be the light at the end of the tunnel for Adidas. Do you think you all have reached that light at the end of the tunnel? And do you think that Adidas basketball is the future and the present for the brand?
It's not the future and the present. Right now, like some of our other sports, we lead a lot more in some of the other categories, such as soccer, running. But for basketball, we see a lot of potential as far as North America, even in Europe. Like, for instance, like if you talk about like, as a market, Europe has a lot of development that needs to happen. China, same thing from a grassroots level. Even though we've had the last, 4 or 5 MVPs come from Europe, Germany won the national championship, the global championship, but the world championship rather, so their team, there's a lot of success in Europe with their superstars. But as far as North America specifically, yes, we see the inroads to dominate North America. Got to go through basketball. You know what I'm saying? Just that's our sport. That's for every brand. That's the sport. It's not football is like the most popular sport, but you can't really sell a lot of cleats in football. Like you're not, even though we got Patrick Mahomes, people buy basketball shoes, running shoes, lifestyle shoes more than they do football cleats. So with that being said, as a sport, it's going to be basketball, right? And in our lifestyle offerings that we have through Original. So, we know what's at stake from a North American standpoint, and that's what we're going at. And in the time since I've been with the brand, we've quadrupled our market share. So, it's what we're doing is working. We know who the elephant in the room is, but we're not scared. There was a confidence thing maybe going into it, like but now it's like F with us, like let them be Drake. We could be. We could come in unapologetic. We could be Kendrick up in this piece and try to, go for their head. And that's kind of the attitude that we came. Maybe we come in like we're a little like, nah. When I got on, it's like, we got the confidence. With the team that we got, a lot of our team has been over the last 2 years. So the success that you've seen is the team that's just brought together. So I can't really speak for what happened before 2 years ago and, who was that, what was going on there. But since we've been on, we've been very unapologetic. I'm gonna use that word, keep using that word. That's just, we're gonna be who we are. We're just gonna, hit them with a little, hit them with that swag and be like, yo, what's up, Slim? You know what I'm saying? Like how y'all like to say around y'all way.
Yeah.
But
I love it.
We're gonna aim for that crown.
Yeah. As you should. You should. I love it. And you actually took the steam out of my last question for you, which is very funny. Because I was gonna say after I say, I love what you guys are doing over there, man. I'm a sneakerhead, so it doesn't matter if Nike's up, Adidas up. As long as good product is coming out, I'm a rocket. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy you're a part of it. My parting question to you was going to be Drake or Kendrick, but I think I know where you stand, my dear brother.
I mean, look at the album in your background. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I say this about that particular exchange, like. They both went hard. Like I respected it. Wasn't like a one-sided joint. Like this Kendrick came very hard. You know what I'm saying? Like he came with some like historically crazy. Like these dudes was dropping 5 records a piece or something. They were turning around like clockwork. So they both came. Drake held his own. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be like Drake. No diss to Drake and no taking nothing away from what Drake brought to the table. I just think Kendrick edged him out. Kendrick came relentless. He again unapologetic, but he almost he may have crossed the line a few times. Who knows? But my point is like he came. It came devastating, but it was like one of those historic joints. Like it was Nas and Jay-Z, NWA and Ice Cube, Tupac and Biggie is basically up there with those greats. You know what I'm saying? And both gentlemen did their thing. Like, is it Ether or is it a Takeover? I can't really call it. Like some people, like Drake fans, are gonna go for Drake. I can see if you thought Drake won or if Drake was better. Like I definitely Drake held his own. Now, if I want to say one guy edged out the other, I could see it the other way as well. So it was a very great battle, and he got my respect, honestly. Hopefully, a lot of that stuff isn't true.
He has mine as well.
Hopefully, a lot of that stuff isn't true. That they're both alleging.
Yeah. Let's just hope they just was lying like rappers do, and we keep it moving, man. Pharaoh, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for doing this. Let's chat again.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Big shout outs to all of y'all for tuning in to What Are Those. Yeah, we back. There'll be more episodes, so keep it locked. Lock it into this information. Check out the YouTube. Check out the new podcast stream. All the information will be below. Thank you so much for rocking with me. No explanation needed. We just back. So mind your mental health. Be great. You know what it is. I'm up out of here. See you next time.